Welcome back, everyone. In today's video, we learn about methods in C#. Imagine you're browsing the web and find a site you want to bookmark. Instead of typing the full URL every time, you just click your bookmark and you're there instantly. In C#, a method works the same way. You give a name to a series of steps, and whenever you need them, you just call that name. A method is a named block of code that does one specific job. You write it once, then call it whenever you need its functionality. Let's now understand why to use methods. 1. Reusability. When you write a method, you bundle up a set of instructions under a single name. Instead of copying and pasting the same code over and over, you simply call the method wherever you need that functionality. 2. Organization. Large programs can quickly become hard to follow if all your code lives in one place. Methods let you break complex tasks into smaller, self-contained chunks. Each chunk handles one specific job, sorting data, calculating a value, or printing output, which makes your codebase more modular and easier to navigate. 3. Readability. Well-named methods turn dense logic into a clear list of steps. Someone reading your code can glance at a sequence of method calls and immediately grasp the program's flow without diving into every detail. Let's now understand anatomy of a method. 1. Access modifier. Controls the visibility of the method. Common examples include public, accessible from anywhere, private, accessible only within the same class, and protected, accessible within the class and by derived classes. 2. Return type. Specifies the data type of the value the method will send back after execution. If the method does not return any value, the keyword void is used. 3. Method name. A unique identifier for the method. It should clearly describe the method's purpose. 4. Parameters. A comma-separated list of input values that the method accepts. Each parameter includes a data type and a name. Example, int age, string name. These inputs are used within the method's logic. If a method doesn't require inputs, the parentheses remain empty. 5. Method body. Enclosed in curly braces, this is where the actual instructions and logic of the method are written. These are the steps that will be executed when the method is called. Let's create a simple method that writes to the console. Here I am creating a method named myFirstMethod. In the method body, I am writing a simple console.writeLine method. This is how you declare a method. To execute this method, we need to call this method. To call this method, simply write its name followed by empty parentheses since it takes no parameters. When I run the program, we can see hi from my first method printed to the console. Let's see what happens when I call this method multiple times. Each time I call it, hi from my first method will appear again on the console. Now, let's create a method that adds to numbers and writes the result to the console. To do that, we need to pass two int parameters to the method. While calling the method, we need to pass two integers to the method. When I run this program, we can see the sum is printed on the console. Let's now see what happens when we call this method multiple times with different numbers. We can see that the two numbers are being added correctly each time. In the next video, we learn about methods that return a value. Until then, I encourage you to keep experimenting with methods. The more you practice, the better you'll get. And that's a wrap for today. See you in the next video.